Thank you, Jackson. So welcome. Oh, welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living Prescott with your beautiful, smiling, laughing faces and your quiet faces. Here where we come together in the quiet and in the safety of the sanctuary. My name's Diane Gazelle. I'm one of the practitioners here at the Center for Spiritual Living Prescott. And it is my honor to be the practitioner for this day. And so knowing that as we are, just as we are, even just as we are not, our nature is love. Because it is love that is the all. We hear, we read that God is love. We know, we believe in our oneness. So we can only be love. And in this realization that all is love and that we are love, we come to this place where we can enter that time of solitude to remind us that we are love, that we are peace. In Creative Mind, Ernest Holm reminds us also, tells us that Spirit creates through the law. The law is always mind in action. Mind cannot act unless intelligence sets it in motion. In the great universal mind, man is a center of intelligence, and every time he thinks, he sets mind into action. And as we realize our thoughts are things, I want my thoughts to be loving, to be caring, to be compassionate. I want my thoughts to be a reminder that that beautiful blue sky that we enjoy here in Arizona is the same sky over our whole planet. And that sun that warms us is always there. And that helps me remember that Spirit is always there. There's absolutely no place we can be that God is not. And so as I was reading in another book called, it's by Ernest Holmes, this thing called life, it doesn't have to be a struggle. It's already there. It's just for us to accept it, to use it, to be it. And so we'll enjoy these next few moments in silence. And as we are in that silence, floating on the vibrations of the sweet sounds beneath Jackson's fingertips, we remember we are love. We are compassion. We are caring. We are peace. And if anything distracts us from that, we acknowledge the distraction and we release it, coming back to that awareness that it's all love and that we radiate peace. Please allow my voice to bring you back to total awareness of this space. Follow your breaths. Open your eyes. And remember that no matter where we are, through the busyness of our daily lives, whether we're in a crowd or by ourselves, we can always come to this space remembering that we are love. Our essence is absolute love. And that love is for everyone, for all of us, every being, every part of our planet, of our universe. We are it. Namaste.
Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living in Prescott. Whether you're here or online, you're welcome, and thanks for joining us. I'm Tom Kimmerly, part of your leadership team. Thank you, Diane, for that pre-service meditation. Creative mind with love. Things we learn in this teaching is a wonderful thing. As many of you know, we're having trouble with our email. It's our understanding we lost our domain name when Reverend Kathleen left and canceled the account with GoDaddy. We will have that problem resolved this week. Reverend Kath will be here next weekend. I know many of you took advantage of getting to know her, and I hope you enjoyed Reverend Kath as much as I do. Next weekend, she'll be having 2 workshops. The first on Saturday will be for the board and the practitioners. She will be helping us learn how to work better together, and together creating a better center for all of us. Then on Sunday, she'll be doing a workshop for the congregation. Both of these workshops will be focused on change, releasing old thoughts and paradigms, and preparing us for the good to come. Let us show her what a great community we are and our appreciation for her by attending next weekend. I have a short introductory letter she sent to me that I'd like to read. Dear ones, hello, I'm Reverend Kath De Palma. I am an interim minister for the Centers for Spiritual Living, and I am here for upcoming months to support your community during this transition and transformation time. The purpose of interministry is to support communities in consciously moving through periods of transition, knowing that a healthy transition creates foundation for long-term viability and vitality of the community. Change can be a bit hair-raising, to say the least. If we can look at it as an adventure, we are all going through it together, that we will have a new and different outcome. We can trust the process of life will guide us through it to something even more wonderful. I will be helping your community through your process of releasing old paradigms and programming as we prepare for the new. I love meeting so many of you on my first visit. You have a beautiful community founded on strong, solid science of mind principles. Together, let's see where Spirit will lead us. In love, Reverend Kath. I also have a book that my wife Sandy and I are reading called I Can Do This Thing Called Life, and So Can You. I suggest you get it and read it. It's a wonderful book. And Sudra has taken orders. If you want to get it through our center, she'll take care of getting it for you. And Reverend Kath wrote it. You're right. Nancy has a message for you. Would you come up, Nancy?
Good morning, all. I would like to announce that there are 2 exciting new opportunities for people to get involved. One of the things that was so vibrant about our church a few years back was our participation as small groups in what we call circles. 2 new circles that are coming up. One is a service circle, and the other one is a social circle. Both equally important, but a little different in their purposes. So the first one that I'd like to talk just a tad about is what we're calling pre-service preppers. And what we're looking for is folks, at least 8, we're hoping, that will take and rotate the duties of making sure that the sanctuary is prepared for our celebration on Sunday mornings. If we have 8, then we can kind of do it in pairs, and we'd only have to do it once a month. If you want more information about exactly what's involved in that, and if you're a person who's looking to volunteer but wants kind of one of those behind the scenes volunteer opportunities, this is a perfect circle for you to join. The second one is being run by Nina Rochette, our board treasurer, who is, I'm going to screw up the name, I do it every time, spiritual, Nina, what is it? Spiritual? There we go, Spiritual Art Expressions. And that's going to meet once a month on the first Wednesday of the month from 4 to 6 p.m. And you certainly can feel free. That's not one of those you've got to make a commitment. Drop in and enjoy being able to stretch our spirituality in a little bit different way than with words. I understand the format will be a reading of some kind, probably from either the Science of Mind magazine or from Holmes himself, and then an opportunity to take what that brings up for us and express it through an art medium. So it's going to be all kinds of things. You don't have to bring anything but yourself and the group. You know, that circle's going to grow like all of us. All of the ones that we currently have are. Last notice as the housekeeping kind of thing is your office administrator. Again, we're finding doors that are not locked at the end of the day when people are here. So if you happen to be the last person in the building and have a responsibility of a key, please make sure that you take and make sure all of the doors are locked. Lastly, in the whole realm of the keys, what we have decided to do is Monday we have a locksmith coming in and we'll be rekeying all of the locks in the building. So if you currently hold a key, it will no longer work come Tuesday morning. So you will need to see me in the office, sign a new key agreement, and receive one of the new keys. The board is making some decisions upon who will actually be allowed to have keys. So see me if you have any questions. Thank you.
Sandy?
Hi, I'm Sandy Kimberly, one of the practitioners here at the center. And I'm talking a little bit about classes. We've had some questions about having more classes because it's been kind of limited, and so I have 3 new classes to mention. The first one is the Newcomers Class. If you are not a member at this point, you can come to the Newcomers Class and find out more about our center and about Science of Mind. And if you choose, join the center as well. Oh, I'm sorry, the class is going to be on March 30th at 6 p.m., so that's a Wednesday. The other thing is we've talked about having more workshops, and we have 2 workshops that are going to be happening in addition to what Tom talked about. As you know, Reverend Kath is our interim minister, and she will be offering these workshops on Zoom, and we will also be here, so it's hybrid. The first one, and the purpose of these workshops is twofold. First of all, for your enlightenment and enrichment and personal growth, and second, to help us as a congregation to prepare for our new minister. I highly recommend that you attend these workshops. Both of them, these workshops will be hybrid, like I said, so you can either do it from home on Zoom, and the Zoom link will be advertised, or you can come to the center and we will be here as well. And they're free. They're both workshops are about an hour and a half. The first one is on Thursday, March 24th from 6 to 7:30. It is on forgiveness. It's entitled Moving Through Change Together Starts With Me. If you ever wished you could redo the past or make amends or erase things that have happened in your life, this workshop is for you. Spirit can help you put things behind you, and Reverend Kath will show you how. This will help to free you up to have more health, wealth, happiness, and well-being. I hope that you will join us for this enlightening workshop. The second workshop is 1 week later, on Thursday, March 31st from 6 to 7:30. This one is called Conscious Communication, and this workshop provides basic keys of communication related to Science of Mind principles and an opportunity to practice. And I will give you a little more information on that next week. Give yourself a boost and help our congregation move forward at the same time into the light, and join us at these workshops. Thank you.
Thank you, Sandy. Well, with that, let our service begin. Have a great day and blessings to all.
Hey, Tom, I'm going to make a quick announcement too, and that is, if you all remember Armand and Angelina, they are fun. Anyway, they're going to be our soloists next Sunday, and the day before Saturday evening, and the center's getting used a lot these days. Saturday evening, this Saturday coming up, they're going to do a variety show here at 6 o'clock. And if you've never seen them, it's like Vegas comes to Prescott with a spiritual twist. I'm done.
Wow. So many opportunities before us. And it is now our opportunity to begin this service with prayer. I'm Diane, the practitioner of the day, and we begin in prayer, where we invoke the presence that is already there. We just welcome that presence into our hearts, into our beings. That presence that we recognize as we look at the faces of the fellows in community here with us, and as we look beyond. That presence, that is love, that is who we are. We know that, we learn from many, many sources, God is love. And we accept that we are expressions of this love. And so we are gathered here in love, in joy, in fellowship. And we are ready and open to the music and the inspirational words that are brought to us because people here, come here, get this place ready, get the technology ready, the music ready, the message ready. All those parts behind the scenes that go on, that there are programs printed and candles ready to be lit because someone took care of that. The people who greet you with warm, loving smiles at the door. That's all who we are, and we are so grateful to be a part of this love, this community. I am so grateful. Thank you, and away we go with Jackson's first song.
This little light of mine,
Look how many people are here today. We should be able to say "Let it shine" loud enough that we're going to get like a noise ordinance complaint.
I agree, don't you?
So we're going to try that again. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Let it shine.
Good point, Jackson. Thank you. Oh, and good morning. Oh, and happy daylight savings time. I don't know about you, but I'm happy that I don't have to change my clock living here in the state of Arizona. So thank you, state. And to everyone, welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living, where we gather in love and joy, knowing the spiritual truth of who we are. And in doing so, we have the opportunity of sharing spiritual tools that will help transform your life, and in doing so, creates a better world, don't you think? Now, my name is Hazel Bowman. I am one of the professional trained certified practitioners of a wonderful circle of practitioners. Diane is one of them who serve this center. And it is just my joy not only to be the service leader up here, but later on, I'm going to be having the pleasure of introducing one of my favorite people who I know and love, moi. Personally know her, the fabulous woman. Oh. Now, one of the things we here at the center as practitioners, we really love to do is that we absolutely enjoy praying, knowing that truth with you. And there's all sorts of different ways that we can support you, because, you know, whatever is taking you out of your comfort zone, whatever is making you feel separated from God, from the good that is always available at your fingertips, you remember, you don't have to do this by yourself. You've got support. One of my favorite songs, I think, is by Michael Gott. And he says that we are all angels with one wing, but we need each other to fly. And I just love that analogy. So here's some ways here. One, certainly you see prayer requests that are here. It's in your seat pocket in front of you, because we practitioners do love to pray. So you've got to do your part. You've got to give us something to pray about. This is part of your responsibility. So take this and then fill it out. Whatever it is you want to experience, whatever it is that is going on, whatever that drama is occurring in your life, whatever it is that you want to have special prayer for, just fill this out and go ahead and put it in the prayer box that is outside the sanctuary door. And as you do so, remember, at the very bottom here, we ask you, what is it that you are accepting and embodying? Because remember, we're in this together. You have to do your part of knowing whatever it is that you are the love, you are the joy, you are the peace, whatever it is. Now, there's other things that you can do as well. One is that after service, there's what we refer to as a 3-minute miracle. It's just the name we give it. I'm not too sure I've ever really known it to go for 3 minutes. But what it is, you have an opportunity to come up, meet with a practitioner who's wearing a stole, and share what it is that you want to experience, of whatever the drama is, whatever the passing story is, that passing show of humanity that's going on in your life, and what it is you truly want to experience, because you know that it's taking you out of alignment the other way. Come on up, meet with a practitioner, share with them, and they're going to know the truth for you, that there is no duality, there is no separation from God in any way. And that's one of the spiritual tools. You can also meet one-on-one with us, what we call a client session. And this is where you have an opportunity. They last about an hour. You have an opportunity where we go a little bit deeper. We have an opportunity to discover what obstacles you are encountering in your life's journey, going that little bit deeper, trying to know with you of releasing that so that we can know that truth and put it in place for you. You know, there are so many awesome ways of knowing our oneness with God. This is just one of many. I invite our candlelighters to please step forward. Because we here at the Center for Spiritual Living, we are aware of all these different paths that exist. And so we honor all faith traditions. As we light a candle for the world's religions, it is to acknowledge both our multiplicity and our unity.
We light a candle for Christianity, based on the teachings of Jesus the Christ, who taught the path of love, forgiveness, and healing by the presence within.
For Islam, the practice of submitting to the will of God as revealed to his prophets, peace be upon them, who taught that there is one God, creator of the heavens and the earth.
For Judaism, a community of shared laws, traditions, and family ties, which began with the covenant between Abraham and God.
For Buddhism, the middle path that ends suffering and awakens mindfulness and compassion.
For Hinduism, the path of knowledge, action, and devotion.
For Native American traditions and those who walk the Good Red Road, better known as the people of the Yavapai.
For Baha'i, the path of unity and peace.
And for the goddess traditions, embracing the divine feminine as maid, mother, and crone, or wisdom keeper.
And for the science of mind, which is the philosophy of life that teaches there is a power for good in the universe, and we can use it.
Thank you, ladies, so much. And with that, we cement that knowingness by saying our affirmation together. So I invite you to say with me, we are here for God. Our purpose is to express the nature of God as love, abundance, and joy in everything we do. The good we seek for ourselves is what we desire for all people everywhere. And so it is.
And I choose love. For that is the truth of who and what we are. our creator, our source, is love. And we are manifestations of this love. We open ourselves to this truth and pause for a moment to remember that is our truth, that is who we are. And so as the harmonies radiate from the piano that Jackson so masterfully manipulates, we too are radiators of love and life. And we remember this with every breath we take. Namaste.
At this point, I don't even know what to say about today's soloist, except how grateful I am. Richard asked me, "Are you the soloist today?" I said, "No, we got a heavyweight today." So enough of my yakking. This is Queen Bee, everybody.
On the day I was born, said my father, said he, I've an elegant legacy waiting for ye. 'Tis a rhyme for your lips and a song for your heart to sing it whenever the world falls apart. Look, look to the rainbow. Follow it over the hills and the streams. Look, look to the rainbow. Follow the fellow who follows a dream. So I bundled my heart and I broke the world free to the east with a lark, to the west with a sea. sailed all the earth, and I scanned all the skies, and I found it at last in my own true love's eyes. Look, look to the rainbow, follow it over the hills and the streams. Look to the rainbow, follow the fellow, follow the fellow, follow the fellow who follows that
As far as I'm concerned, you are that pot of gold at the end of that rainbow. You are so loved and so appreciated. Hi. It's me. And I have wanted to say this line for so long now because I know there's a bit of ham in me. To be or not to be. Is that really a question? You know, for those of you who are familiar with the writings of Shakespeare, you know that I paraphrase that question, which is really to be or not to be. That is the question that Prince Hamlet was pondering in his soliloquy in the opening of the third act. It's long been interpreted that Hamlet was pondering whether or not it was better to be alive or to be dead. And to be quite candid, there have been other people who have thought that same question. Whether it be when times seem to be the darkest, or when you've taken a wrong turn, or when you've hit rock bottom, or maybe you think there's no way out or no way up. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to circle back to that question. You know, from the moment we are born, we are infused with wonder and curiosity, aren't we? Have you ever seen a baby look at their hand for the first time? It's like, wow, what is this? What does it do? You know, the world around us is ours to explore. And from the first moment we learn how to talk, one of our favorite one-word question is, why? I ask any parent, they're going to tell you that from sure. Now, the problem, I'll be candid, the problem with asking questions is that you might not always get a truthful answer. And there's all sorts of reasons why. It could be because the person who is responding truly believes that what they're telling you is the truth. It could be that someone wants to persuade you to their way of thinking. And then other times, well, it's just because it's easier, it's more comfortable not to tell the truth. You know, that happened to me a while back. I didn't want to tell the truth because it was easier not to. Yes, I know, me, and a practitioner, right, who's supposed to live in integrity. Yeah, but I want to explain the circumstances, because that's what people who lie do. We want to justify it, you know, so that you're on our side. But it was a while back, and two of our granddaughters, Amanda and Lauren, were visiting us. And they were about 6 and 4 years old at the time. Well, we decided to take them to a working ranch that some friends of ours owned outside of the Paulden area. Well, on this working ranch were a number of critters. I mean, we're talking horses, cattle. We've got at least 5 or 6 dogs running around. There's an assortment of cats. They had a couple of goats. They had a donkey. And over by the tack room area was a large wire meshed enclosed area that had a hen coop in there and a number of chickens walking around with a rooster who was keeping a very close eye on his ladies. Well, most of these chickens walking around did not have any feathers from their waist to their tails. And my granddaughters noticed it. And so they came up to me to ask, why don't these chickens have any feathers from their waist to their tail? And I'm going to share with you, there was absolutely no way I wanted to explain to them about, well, there's no other way to say this, about a randy rooster. Okay. And so I looked at those 2 sweet, innocent, trusting faces right in the eye, and I told them, I said, chickens molt. And they said, they do? And I said, yeah. I said, they're birds, aren't they? And they go, oh, yeah. You know, to this day. And I told them, I said, if you have any other questions, ask your mommy and daddy. You know, to this day, I truly hope that they never had that question come up on a test. But questions are what make us grow. It helps us become more aware, not only of our connection to spirit, but also to our surroundings around us, helping to create what we refer to as that human race consciousness. But even that human race consciousness can be based on an inaccurate conclusion. You know, one of the examples that sometimes is used is that it used to be that the world believed that you could never run a mile under 4 minutes. That's what the world believed. It expected to be true, and that's what it experienced as being true. Until one day, a man by the name of Roger Bannister ran that mile in under 4 minutes, and all of a sudden the world had a different belief, a different way of thinking that it accepted. And now the experience is that people all around the globe have run a mile in under 4 minutes. You know, that's one of the things we teach, isn't it? That if you change your belief, you will have a different experience. That at times we encourage you to let go of your old story so that the universe can write a new one for you. To have your mind opened by wonder than to have one closed by belief. Now, I'll be candid. For myself, I find sometimes challenges. Sometimes my challenge is to treat others as I would like to be treated, or to treat others as they treated me. You know, and the thing is, the human race consciousness supports the latter. And you hear it through statements or slogans. Maybe you yourself have even said it yourself, where we say things, oh yeah, well, you can dish it out, but you can't take it. Or I give as good as I get. Do you ever, you know, is the dilemma people or is it theology? You know, people are not the same, nor will they ever be the same. You know, is it a world that works for everyone, or is it a consciousness that works in every situation that leads to a world that works for everyone? You know, my affirmations do not change others. It changes me. God is not coercive. God is persuasive. God does not control all outcomes. God is whispering guidance to us in all situations. We have the freedom of choice, which is the freedom to hurt or the freedom to love. Neither one or as much of both as you choose. You know, I grew up in what was called, I guess you could call it a biblical family. My father was a Quaker, my mom was a Christian Scientist, but one of the things they were really good at was whenever a situation came up, they were able to find a biblical quote to match the situation. And of the biblical verses I hated, and trust me, there were many. There were many, let's be true of that, was the one that's actually found in the book of Luke, chapter 14, where it says, "To he who much is given, much will be required." You know, I hated that quote. You know, it just proved to me that there's always a catch, right? There's always a hook. It's not like, hey, to who as much is given. Go out, have a good time. You deserve it. You earned it. Relax. No, it was the part of much will be required. And I don't know about anybody else, but that sounded like work to me. And personally, I had enough things on my plate. Thank you very much. I didn't need to take on any more. But the thing is, as I grew spiritually, I had an opportunity to revisit that quote. And what I realized was a new understanding, a new perspective, that you and I have been given much. Much has been given. We have been given the opportunity to know Spirit in a fresh and cleansing way, unattached to the dogma of sometimes that follows knowing Spirit. That we have been given this opportunity of recognizing Spirit is all that there is, and we are of its perfection. There are no exceptions, there are no exclusions, there is no separation, none whatsoever. Spirit is divine love, and we are of its divine love. Spirit is life eternal that knows nothing outside itself, and we are of that life eternal. We don't have to hesitate in answering Hamlet's question, to be or not to be, as we recognize the simple truth of our oneness with life eternal, with our oneness with Spirit. For no matter what path you are on, all roads lead to home. Any sense of death is just a mortal illusion that has absolutely no truth or no place in God's kingdom. And here's the thing. It's all God's kingdom. That's what we mean when we say God is omnipresent, that God is everywhere. Or as perhaps one of my parents would probably quote at this time from the Bible, 1 Corinthians, they would probably say, "O death, where is thy sting? O grave, where is thy victory?" And for that last part of the quote, much will be required. Yeah, that's true. Much will be required, for you are being given this opportunity of glimpsing the truth, glimpsing the truth beyond apparent circumstances, beyond the pictures that are being shown to you, to know and recognize that love is always present. That love is always there to be expressed, even in times of displacement or of conflict. That love is present. And you know, the beauty about that, knowing that love is always involved, is in knowing of then who we truly are, that this is the opportunity now that we are the beloved of God, that we are, that is our true, authentic self. It was Dolly Parton who said, "Whatever you are, be that. Anything else is just an act." You know, To be or not to be is a growth moment. This is where we get to go, where theology cannot take us. It is the path of the contemplative, who must find the reality beyond words and beyond judgment, and recognize that this is the possibility for great spiritual growth that is taken here to this moment, this day, in this room. It is not an answer to the experience of no answer that is needed. It is an openness to receive in a way that we have never known before. And in doing so, that makes us even more contemplative. And in turn, that leads to even more spiritual growth. I am reminded of the words of Michelangelo regarding his sculpture of David, when they asked him, "How did you do it?" And he responded, "I saw the angel in the marble and carved it till I set it free." I saw the angel in the marble and I carved it until I set it free. You know, that's what I invite you to do. Yeah, to carve that marble and set that angel within you free. You know, that's your gift. The gift that you give to each and every one of us, whether it's to sculpt or to paint or to write or to dance or to sing or to dream or to use that sixth sense to imagine something that nobody else can until you set that vision free. Jackson, Queen Bee share their gift through their music. Clay shares his gift through his poetry, and he is a gifted poet. Nancy, our front office administrator, does it through her creativity that you see on the walls and on the tabletop and in her office. Bob with his gifts of signing. Christine Farrow, who made these beautiful earrings for me that are our teaching symbol here. People sharing their gifts. And so I invite you to see that angel within the marble within you and to carve it until you set it free. You know, today we celebrate. Today is a great day to be alive, to be open into receiving in a way that we have never experienced before, to be present, to be, to share your wondrous gifts with this world, to step into your greatness. You are loved. Relax into the infinite that created you. You are divinely authorized to be. And so I'm going to ask that you please say this affirmation with me. Today, I carve out the angel within me. Today, I step into my greatness. I am loved. I relax into the infinite that created me to be. And let's say that one more time. Today, I carve out the angel within me. Today, I step out into my greatness. I am loved. I relax into that infinite that created me to be. And so with that, let's go ahead and go into prayer. As I know right now, for we know in this moment that infinite presence. We right now are basking in that energy of all that is, that infinite source. The energy that is within this room, within each and every individual person. That this great I am is who we are, that we are its embodiment of ourself, of itself, that we are not separate, that we are one with it, that we are divinely authorized into being, expressing that love, expressing that peace, that we are joy-filled, knowing our true, authentic self. We recognize that we are of its perfection, that God is in every moment, that we breathe in that breath of God that nourishes our body, that provides us all that we need and more. And when we have taken our fill, then we exhale it, knowing now that we are the divine activity of Spirit itself, going forward. I know in this moment that each and every person is infused with love, with joy, with peace, waiting to just share their wondrous gifts in this world. That this gift within them is already being refilled, that they are carving out that angel within the marble, and they're setting it free, knowing that they are the divine expression. And so as such, when people sometimes ask, well, is it to be, or can I be free to be me? It's that it's one and the same. One and the same. For God is delighting through us. God is experiencing itself through us. We are here in this moment, reflecting all the goodness, all the joy of love. And so I am so grateful knowing this, basking in this present, knowing that it's providing clarity, knowing that it's providing direction, knowing that it is whispering guidance to us in every single moment. As we step forward, claiming who we are, that true, authentic self of God's beloved child. Yes, we are loved, we are loving, and we are lovable. And so I embrace this truth. I relax in this truth. I bask in this truth, centered in alignment of knowingness. This moment of spiritual growth, receiving in a way that we have never received before. And we are open, so open, in experiencing all of God's gifts. And so I give thanks for it. I am so grateful for knowing this truth, for this much that will be required, for this is the true gift. The much will be required for it. So thank you, life. Thank you, God. Thank you for all there is. And now all I do is I release it into that, what we at times refer to as the universal law. But it is our servant who can only respond yes. And I anchor that by saying, and so it is. And now to please stand. thank you, Life. And thank you, Jackson, as well. This is one of the wonderful things in being a member of this center, is knowing so many different ways of understanding our oneness with all that is. And in this moment, knowing that, we also recognize the much will be required part can include financial contribution, sharing those gifts that you have, in supporting this center, in maintaining this physical space so that people can come and bask with us in knowing who we are and knowing our oneness with each other, in sharing that consciousness that works in every situation. And so I invite you to take your love offering. Maybe you've already given. For those of you who are watching online, being shown on screen is how you can donate, either on our website or either by texting the information. And for those of you here, perhaps you've already given your donation. And even if you have, I'm going to ask that you still join us with this, because I'm going to ask that you take your donation, this abundance, this law of circulation that is now occurring, and feel it against your heart, that heartbeat, the heartbeat of God. Blessing it with your presence, with your energy. And I invite you to say this with me. Divine love in and through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you, Life. And you may put your donation in the offering box outside the sanctuary. And with that, whoa, our Queen Bee, I call her ours, our Queen Bee.
If you wake up and you don't wanna smile, if it takes just a little while, open your eyes and look at the day. You'll see things in a different way. So don't stop thinking about tomorrow. Don't stop, it'll soon be here. It'll be better than before, 'cause yesterday's gone. Yesterday's gone. Why not think about the time to come? Not about the things that you've done. If your life was bad to you, just think what tomorrow will do. So don't stop thinking about tomorrow. Don't stop, it'll soon be here. It'll be better than before, 'cause yesterday's gone. Yesterday's gone. Dance break. All I want is to see you smile. If it takes just a little while. I know you don't believe that it's true. I never meant any harm to you. So don't stop thinking about tomorrow. Don't stop, it'll soon be here. It'll be better than before, 'cause yesterday's gone. Yesterday's gone. So don't stop thinking about tomorrow. Don't stop, it'll soon be here. It'll be better than before, 'cause yesterday's gone. Yesterday's gone. Ooh, don't you look back. Ooh.
Should we have her come back again?
Well, I think so. Yeah. Do we have to wait till tomorrow? Oh, thank you. Oh, well, such a joy. And some of the things that we'd love to do as we close this service. First is asking, are there any visitors here for the first time? Or someone who hasn't been here for a while and would like to kind of say hi again and everything? For if so, we would love to welcome you. Anyone at all? Okay. Well, then the other thing we always enjoy doing is inviting our tremendous Children's Association of Awesomeness.
Okay. So today we talked about how laughter is the medicine, and we started with laughing yoga, where we did things like take a deep breath in and then laugh it out.
Laugh it out.
Yeah, so it's like.
Could we try that here? Should we try that here? Everyone breathe in and laugh it out.
We also played. Oh, it produces something that endorphins that take away stress. And also we played a game called Honey, Honey, I Love You, but I can't smile. So you do things to make them laugh and smile. And then we played Heads Up, and that was fun.
Wow. I want to go do that.
Yeah.
Oh, anything else? Because that's awesome.
Oh, also at the start of class, we looked at a video of babies laughing hysterically.
And
It
you
was
know
good
what's
times.
wonderful is smiles and laughter is an international language that we all know and recognize, huh? Yeah. Should we try that one more time to breathe in and laugh out?
Yeah.
Breathe in. What do you think, Jackson?
I love it.
Maybe we should sing and laugh out, but let's say our benediction here as we do so. Stand up and shake hands, and let us say our benediction here together. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Something wonderful is happening through me right now. It is happening through my mind, my body, and my affairs. I think it, I believe it, I feel it, I accept it. I accept it. Thank you, life. Yeah.